am Mrs. Visalach, working as a social teacher in Trinity Matriculation High Secondary School, Namakkal. Session we are going to see 7th Standard History. Chapter 3, Rise of Marathas and Peshwas. Come to the lesson. The rising power of Marathas in southwest posed the real danger to the Mughal Empire. Siraj Bhonsle, Shivaji's father, an office of the Ahmadnagar state and later Bijapur, proved to be a thorn in the flesh of the Mughal, even in Shah Jahan's period. But it was his son, Shivaji, who attained glory among the Marathas as he could stop the Mughal Empire's expansion in the Deccan. Shivaji was a gallant fighter, army general, and guerrilla leader. He built up a band of brave mountaineers who were loyal to him. With their help, he captured many forts and gave Aurangzeb commanders a third time. As Marathas grew stronger, the Mughal Empire weakened. The Mughal emperor had recognized the right of the Marathas to collect the charged tax all over the Deccan. Warfare opened opportunities for talented commanders who contribute to the vigorous expansion of Maratha power early in the 18th century. The prime minister of Maratha ruler, called Peshwa from the time of Shebu, held real power. Under the assign of Maratha power, the Peshwa continued the supremacy until 1761. Bhakti movement and the Marathas. The spread of Bhakti movement in Maharashtra helped the Maratha people develop consequence of the identity and oneness. It promoted a feelings of unity, especially in terms of social equality among the Marathas. In the Marathas region, the religious leaders were drawn from different social groups. Eknath, Tukaram, and Ramdas were the notable Bhakti saints. Tukaram and Ramdas had considerable influence on the life of Shivaji. Consideration of Maratha power. Shivaji resumed his reign after his father's death and conquered Java from the Maratha chief Chandrarao More. He also reduced all the lesser Maratha chief around Pune to subordinations. The soldiers of Bijapur from the hill fortress acquiring by Sultan of Bijapur were driven out and replaced with his own commanders. These moves and the defeat of Bijapur army sent to punish Shivaji alarmed the Mughal officers. When the Mughals made a punitive expenditure, Shivaji boldly confidence them. In 1659, he killed Asaf Khan, a notable general of Bijapur. In 1663, he wandered and chased away the Mughal general and Aurangzeb's uncle Shastri Khan. To keep these bold actions, he ubiquitously directed his soldiers to plunder Surat the major Mughal fort on the Arabian Sea. Shivaji and Aurangzeb. After Shivaji pulled Surat, Aurangzeb swayed into action. An army under the command of Rajput general Raja Jai Singh was ordered to destroy Shivaji and annexed Bijapur. Shivaji family sought peace, yielded the fortress he had seized and accepted service as a Mansabdar in the Mughal service for the conquest of Bijapur. He also agreed to visit the imperial court at Agra on the advice of Jai Singh only to suffer humiliation, which led him to escape by hiding in a basket. Aurangzeb was determined to stop the Maratha interference in his expeditions against the Deccan kingdom. He attempted to punch up with the Shivaji, but those efforts failed. In 1670, the Mughal army was helpless when Shivaji again blundered Surat. In 1674, Shivaji crowned himself by assuming the title of Chhatrapati, and the coronation of Shivaji was celebrated with a great splendor at Rajagiri. As in the occasion was in the founding of a new kingdom and a new dynasty. Shivaji's aged mother, Jijabai, who had lived to see her son crowned the king, passed away a few days after the coronation with her life wish fulfilled. Shivaji spent his last years trying to bring his son Sambhoji into his way as he had defeated to the Mughals. He fell ill with fever and dysentery and died in 1680. Maratha administration under Shivaji. Shivaji's political system consists of three circles. At the center was in the Swatch, not allow the people to be harassed in any way. In the second circle, Shivaji claimed as a suzerain, but he did not administer them himself. He protected the people from loot and plunder, for which they were required to pay in tax and Sadesi Mitra. In the third circle, Shivaji only objective was plunder. Dikshmikya held away over rule religion, and their control was over between 20 and 100 villages. Each village had a powerful headman who was assisted by village accountant of a keeper of record. In the absence of the strong central government, these local committee leave officials functioning as the true government. Army. Shivaji gave utmost attention to his army and training of its personnel. In the beginning of backbone of his army was the infantry, but as his campaign extended into the plains, his cavalry grew in size and importance. Every soldier was selected personally by Shivaji and was taken into service on the assurance of a soldier already in service. Shivaji took great care in the maintenance and society of his fort, retailed contained holding a high reputations were put in charge of governing the fort. Ashtapradhans. Shivaji designed 8 ministers as the Ashtapradhans, each holding an important profiles. Peshwa was an equivalent of the modern prime minister in the Maratha Empire. Originally, they were subordinate to the Chhatrapati, but in course of time, especially from the time of Shebu Maharaj, Peshwa became the factor Maratha ruler, while the Chhatrapati was reduced to the position of the nominal ruler. Shivaji was influenced by the Mughal revenue system. The assessment were made on the actual yard, with a 3/5 left to the cultivator and 2/5 taken by the government. In judicial administration, civil case continued to be decided by the panchayat. The village council, while criminal law was based on the Shastras, the Hindu law books. Responsibilities of the Ashtrapradhanas. So, Peshwa means Prime Minister, Amistriya means Finance Minister, Sachiv means Secretary. Sambhoji. Sambhoji succeeded Shivaji after a succession tussle with the Anji daughter. There were family feuds splitting the Maratha kingdom. Durgas of Ratras Marwa and Aurangzeb rebel son Akbar arrived in Maharashtra and took shelter in Samraj court. Aurangzeb viewed these developments very seriously and took all out efforts to finish off Samraj. Maratha under Sambhoji were no pension to resist the Mughals. Aurangzeb himself arrested in the Deccan in 1681. Aurangzeb's main goal was annex the Bijapur and Golconda. These two sultans fell to Aurangzeb by 1687. In title over a year, Sambhoji was captured by the Mughals and after torture put to death. Shahu Marathas. Shivaji's grandson. Sahu means honest. Originally, a name given by Aurangzeb to construct his character with that of Shivaji ruled from 1708 to 1749. During the first half of the 18th century, consideration of a royal power was achieved through conferment of a royal enlightenment upon these who served Shabu. Peshwa. Balaji Vishwanath began his career as a small revenue official and became Peshwa in 1713. Much against the advice from his close circles, Shebu appointed 20 years old Vishwanath's eldest son Bajirao to occupy the office of Peshwa. Bajirao. Bajirao decided to launch a major Maratha on-site against the Mughals and in the Nizam of Hyderabad. He assumed the powers of the commander-in-chief. He was wise in his choice of commanders from these Cambridge. Instead of relying on the traditional elite group, namely Dijksmarks. He gave commands to the Gwalior, Holkar, and Sindra or Sindhya family who had been loyal to the Emperor Shebu, his father Balaji Vishwanath, and to him. The prominent Maratha families Gailtwar at Barat, Bonsal at Nagpur, Holkar at Indore, and Sachinya at Gwalior, Peshwa at Pune. Bajaji proclaimed wars against Malwa and Gujarat and freed them from Mughal domination. The Mughal army and in the troops of the Nizam that invented on behalf of the Mughals were defeated. Bajirao succeeded in getting the recognition of Sheshu as in the king of Maharashtra and overlord of a rest of the Deccan, from which the tribute of Chakt and Sadesimiti could be legally collected by the Maratha officials. Bajirao centralized the physical functions in Pune. This helped to receive the prominent transmission of a tribute from the Deccan. The Maratha army, which consists of one more than 5,000 horsemen and no artillery, had by 1720 had doubled in the size. Yet they were not match for the Mughal and in the Nizam. The successor of Maratha against in the Mughal was mainly due to the weakness of the latter. The Maratha domination in the Deccan is also attitude to the qualities of Maratha officials and generals who gave up under Shahu and the Peshwa. Balaji Bajirao. When Balaji Bajirao was the Peshwa emperor, Shaib died. A position successor struggle among the functions of the royal family was averted. Thanks to the timely invention of Balaji Bajirao, he summoned all the conducting functions and forced them to accept the conditions he laid down. He decided that the capital of kingdom would henceforward at Pune, not Satra. All powers and authorities was not considered in the Peshwa's office. Balaji Bajirao now commanded an army of paid soldiers. The Maratha peasants, warriors, band was reconfidence and its run come to an end. Maratha soldiers were not permitted now to return from battlefield each year for the purpose of the cultivation their land. Soldiers were required to live in a fort and towns far away from their home. They were trained an infantryman as well as in a horseman. Large guns were normally under the command of Maratha officers, but those who fired and maintained them were mostly Portuguese, French, and British. During the period of the Peshwa Bajirao, the northern front of the Marathas state were rapidly touched Rajasthan, Delhi and Punjab. At same point, the Maratha subordinatory region extended itself with 50 millions of Delhi. The Maratha launched raid in the Nagpur against Bihar, Bengal, and Odisha, and notwithstanding the conflicts between the Marathas and the Nizam over Karnataka, Tamil Kandahar, and the Telugu regions were effectively brought under the control of the Maratha between 1745 and 1751. Blundering expeditions were launched really by the Maratha chieftains Rohija Bonsal. Maratha administration under Shivaji. Shivaji's political system consists of three circles. At the center was in the Swatch, not allow the people to be harassed in any way. In the second circle, Shivaji claimed as a suzerain, but he did not administer them himself. He protected the people from loot and plunder, for which they were required to pay in tax and Sadesi Mitra. In the third circle, Shivaji only objective was plunder. Dikshmikya held away over rule religion, and their control was over between 20 and 100 villages. Each village had a powerful headman who was assisted by village accountant of a keeper of record. In the absence of the strong central government, these local committee leave officials functioning as the true government. Fall of Marathas. The imperial movement of the Marathas is sadly ended as Panipat near Delhi in 1761. The Marathas attempt to extend the dominant beyond Punjab was checked by the king of Afghans, Ahmad Shah Abdali. Abdali, invented 8 times before, finally marched into Delhi. The Marathas were not divided among the several commanders who approached the battle with different tracks. Atley decided the battle in January 1761. The mobile artillery of the Afghan proved lethal against both Maratha cavalry and infantry. The Maratha army was settled, and in the swaying men took 6 months to return the Marathas from Panipat to report the tragedy. By them, Maratha supremacy over the subcontinent was effectively over. In this session, we discussed the factors responsible for the rise and expansion of Maratha rule are explored. Early life of Shivaji and in the influence that work on him and traced. Shivaji's military raid and victory over Bijapur Sultan's army invaded Aurangzeb inventions are dismissed. Confederation of Shivaji with Aurangzeb and the fallout in the Deccan are dealt with. Maratha administration under Shivaji is nightlight. Maratha's affairs after the death of Shivaji under Sambhoji and Shambhu are analyzed. Peshwas, emerging factors ruling and the contribution to the continents of Maratha power are explained. Modernization of the administration under the Peshwa and the end of the Maratha supremacy after the Third Battle of Panipat are detailed.